The New England Patriots just found their next move. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the Daily Patriots content. Don't miss out, ladies and gentlemen. All you got to do, subscribe, notification bell, boom, and hit the like button. What's there not to like? Coming off a big dub against the Buffalo Bills. Things are looking up for the New England Patriots, especially winning in Buffalo. But I will tell you, there's some unfortunate news. Obviously, as we know, Antonio Gibson is out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL, and those are big shoes to fill. And I think looking from the outside in for non-Patriots fans, they're like, he's your third string running back. What's the big deal? Listen, that is not the only place he contributed. We know as well special teams, when it comes to kick return and the time he was in for the Patriots at running back when it was his drive, when it was his rotation. He made the most of it, and we're going to jump right into that. And what could the Patriots do moving forward to fill that void? And I'm going to tell you, I think the person that I'm going to throw out there is going to surprise a lot of people. We'll see. Who the heck knows? But anyways, we look at Antonio Gibson, huge shoes to fill. As I said, kick returner in the NFL right now. The only person, you drop this, boom, only person in the NFL right now who has a kickoff return for touchdown. Besides that, he is averaging 28.5 yards. His longest, obviously, the TD return, 90 yards, 342 yards total. The man is a menace returning the ball. Now, we look at kick return and you see, okay, Travion Henderson has that ability to help fill that void. Yes. Then we look at third string running back, his stats there. So he has 106 yards on the season, averaging 4.2, which is the most among the running backs in New England right now. And if specifically you look at the stats, he has 25 carries. I believe Ramondre Stevenson has 38, and I think Travion Henderson has 32. So it's not like he's that far off from them. He has a touchdown, and he has popped off some big plays this year where I think any team would say, that's solid from a third-string running back. That is solid. From top to bottom, I would argue, yes, I know Ramondre Stevenson has some fumbles issues, but from top to bottom, throughout this season, from start to finish, the Patriots had the ability to say, hey, this is one of the best depth running back rooms in the National Football League. Now Antonio Gibson's gone, and the question becomes this. Filling the void of Antonio Gibson, are they looking more for someone in the return game who can be suitable somewhat as well as that third string running back, or in that being able to give, hey, more carries are going to be split between Stevenson and Henderson? Or is it, hey, we just assume Henderson is going to take more up of a role in that return game, and then we find someone who's a third string running back that, again, can carry the load that Antonio Gibson had there? And so the question becomes, what does that look like? My thought is this. The Patriots are going to look at it where Stevenson and Henderson are going to get more of a split at the running back position. And what they specifically would want is, hey, is there a return guy out there we can get? So giving more load to Henderson on offense, we don't necessarily need him as much in the return game. And if that is the case, laugh at me all you want, but he was here in 2018. Cordell Patterson, your boy from Rocky Top, Tennessee. He's old, but still, he has the most kickoff touchdown returns in NFL history with 9. The man is old, but I think, still has the ability to play. Now, the last time he returned a touchdown on a kickoff was 2022, but it doesn't mean he still can't do it. I think it's worth a call. It's worth a conversation. A bonus on that is he's familiar with Josh McDaniels' offense in the case that, hey, we want to put you in at that third string running back and get you some carries to help take the load off Stevenson and Henderson as well. We know jet sweep he was money at. Is he in as good of shape, tip-top shape as he was in 2018? No, he wasn't. But it's worth a consideration. And I think it would be an interesting move by the Patriots. A lot of people have thrown out random names like Zeke Elliott. I don't think so. Zeke Elliott is not... he is nothing like what we think of when we think of Antonio Gibson. Return game, no. Third string running back, no. How he runs right now, he's probably, I think you look at his career and there's a lot of times he's averaging like around like mid to upper threes yards per carry. I don't think he's a good fit right now for the Patriots. So that's the path they can take that I think would be interesting, and I wouldn't think is a bad idea. Again, that's the idea of let's find someone that leans more returner and then give more a bulk of the carries to Stevenson and Henderson, and a player like Cordell Patterson could take some of the pressure off Henderson having to return as much, since he's getting some more carries and more playing time on offense. So that's one option. The other option is you still have Jermichael Hasty, who is on the practice squad right now for the Dolphins, obviously familiar with the Patriots. Also has return experience for the Patriots. That's a fit. Granted, he was there with AVP, but I think it's obviously he could come in, learn the system, and potentially help out on the return game as well. You have Terrell Jennings, who's on the practice squad, the Florida A&M undrafted free agent. He had showed potential, flash potential at moments in this past preseason as well as the preseason before. So interesting, very interesting to see the direction the Patriots are going to go moving forward. Obviously, you're thinking to yourself, Land Larison would be a lock right now if he had happened to, he would have made the practice squad. And I think a lot of people are like, he could have made the team, he could have made the roster. But again, you watch the production that Antonio Gibson has already had, and you're like, yeah, good thing he's on the team. But Land Larison, if he were on the practice squad, without a doubt, he would have been elevated to the 53-man roster. So my question for you guys is this. Moving forward, what do you think? What direction do the Patriots go? Is that in the direction of, hey, someone who's more return dominant, better in kind of that area as opposed to running back, someone who's more, a tried and true kind of third string? It's just hard to fill that spot because Antonio Gibson did so well at each. Again, I think Antonio Gibson, in all reality, on a lot of teams, is a second string, if not, even starting on a handful of teams. Truly, laugh at me for that. Don't really care, but I see that in Antonio Gibson, especially how he's had some big explosive plays this year. So comment below. Cordell Patterson, realistic. Jermichael Hasty. Terrell Jennings, shoot, you might be on the Zeke Elliott train. I don't know. I doubt it, but you never know. Or do they go out and try to trade for someone? What do you see the Patriots doing? Zach Moss is still out there as well. He's a free agent. So what direction do you think the Patriots do moving forward since the Gibson injury? Again, I think Patterson is definitely worth a look, and I think that would be an interesting way for the Patriots to go, and not necessarily a bad way. But biggest concern is age. Can he still play, or is he doing one of those things where the older players are like, I'll just kind of hang out and like Joe Flacco? You're probably wondering what makes Z-Biotics pre-alcohol so special. Well, hear me out. Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's simple. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you're feeling your best the next day. And we know fall's right around the corner. That means football, and football. So guess what? Drink a pre-alcohol Z-Biotic before you drink responsibly during those games. And guess what? You'll be feeling normal the next day. So this is all you got to do. Go to zbiotic.com/STP. Get 15% off your first order. Again, zbiotic.com/STP. And guess what? If you're not satisfied, 100% money back guaranteed. So again, zbiotic.com/STP. 15% off. Don't miss out. Oh, which crazy news today. He's going to the Bengals, but future we'll be talking about him soon. But you look at everything, and older players sitting on the couch, I'll come back and play. I'm still in shape. I'm assuming he's still in shape. We will see, but I think it's worth a consideration. So what do you think? Comment below. Would love to hear from you on that whole situation with Antonio Gibson. And again, it's just gut-wrenching to know he is out for the season. Next up, new segment, Remember When. Remember when. You're like, what? Remember when? What the heck are we going to talk about? Remember when. This is funny. It pertains to this year particularly. So we're not going back to the dynasty. We're not going back to the Super Bowls. We're going back to this year, this offseason, what people were saying, even as far back as a couple of games ago, what people were saying. And I'll tell you this, remember when today I had a buddy order me a burger for lunch. The AD at my school orders me a burger, and he goes, what do you want on it? I said, everything. I'm assuming that's deluxe. So we're talking tomato, lettuce, ketchup, mustard, if they throw that on there, cheese, onion, pickles, like everything. That's what I'm assuming. He brings me a burger, and it literally had, you name it, and it was on there. Pineapple, jalapeno, black olives, mushrooms, everything. Was the burger good? Yeah, the burger was good. But just remember when. I forgot I'd share that with you guys. Do you think that's all good on a burger? I don't know. Comment below. But remember when. Here's the first one. Remember when everyone said Will Campbell had too short of arms to play tackle in the NFL? Well, let me throw this at you. 40 pass blocking snaps, 0 sacks allowed on Joey Bosa, 0 pressures, 0 quarterback hits, 2 hurries, a pass block efficiency of 97.2 and 87.2 true pass block grade. That was a team high. Everyone who dogged on Will Campbell, the man who got drafted and walked out and was crying and said he'd die on that field for the Patriots, the guy's balling out. And the good thing about that is people aren't really talking about it, which means he's out there doing his job. But it's funny how people try to nitpick and say all these things, especially about his arms. And then he just comes out and he plays, up until this point, probably the best game of his career in prime time. And it's all the hype is going to Drake May, Stephon Diggs, when in all reality, Will Campbell played an outstanding game. So again, remember when everyone was dogging on his arms, and now look at where he's at. He's balling out. He's doing great. Next up, remember when everyone said Andy Borgalis, it was a mistake, it was a bad choice, and you look at his stats right now, he's 7 for 8 for field goals, and you look at distances over 50, he's 2 for 2. He's perfect from every other range except from 40 to 49. He's 1 of 2. And extra points, obviously not ideal, 12 of 14, but that should work. 33 points, longest field goal, 53, and had a game winner against the Buffalo Bills Sunday night. So remember when everyone was already giving up on him and saying, man, and I'll admit, I was saying, remember, we let Joey Sly walk, Chad Ryland walk, John Parker Romo walk, and all these guys are now starting in the NFL. But Andy Borgalis, he's settling in. We talked about this. He's going to be all right. Comment below, are there any other remember wins you want to drop in there that I didn't mention, but I just think it's funny. Anyways, comment below your thoughts on the third string running back moving into this week, moving forward into the season. I don't know, talk about burgers if you want. Would you get pineapple and olives and jalapenos all on the same burger? I don't know. Apparently not for most people, but apparently the person who made it at this restaurant doesn't understand what the heck everything means, or deluxe. Maybe I'm in the wrong. Am I in the wrong? I don't know. Comment below. Would love to hear from you. Hit the sub button on the way out. We'll talk later. Peace.